Imagine the Earth as a living organism, with each breath it takes creating terrifying natural phenomena that we can only imagine in our nightmares. Today, we will explore the power of Mother Nature through magical and terrifying phenomena that only cameras can record. Prepare yourself to admire the boundless power of nature. In Prono, Switzerland, a landslide suddenly struck, bringing with it a real geological nightmare that no one was prepared for. Tons of rock and soil from the mountaintop fell like a raging waterfall, sweeping away everything in their path. A huge cloud of dust rose, quickly covering the entire area, turning the bright day into a terrifying dark night. The scene of destruction was like a vivid horror movie, but instead of on the screen, it was happening right before our eyes, bringing indescribable horror and terror. We cannot ignore the terrifying destructive power of the tsunami after the earthquake. The sky-high waves crashed into the shore, sweeping away everything as if nothing could stop them. This is truly a nightmare of nature, reminding us how small and helpless we are before the power of nature. Imagine a fire rainbow appearing in the sky, like a scene from the magical world. This phenomenon is actually a rare natural wonder when sunlight shines through water droplets in the air, creating a brilliant arc. This sight is not only breathtakingly beautiful, but also leaves a deep impression on those lucky enough to witness it. In Prono, Switzerland, a landslide suddenly struck, bringing with it a real geological nightmare that no one was prepared for. Tons of rock and soil from the mountaintop fell like a raging waterfall, sweeping away everything in their path. A huge cloud of dust rose, quickly covering the entire area, turning the bright day into a terrifying dark night. The scene of destruction was like a vivid horror movie, but instead of on the screen, it was happening right before our eyes, bringing indescribable horror and terror. An equally magical phenomenon is the glowing sea at night. When bioluminescent creatures create a sparkling light party on the water, this scene seems to take us into a fairy tale world where everything is sparkling and magical. Valley became the epicenter of a terrible avalanche, as tons of rock and snow fell from the mountaintop with terrifying force. The deafening roar of the earth and sky seemed to tear the space apart, spreading throughout the valley, causing everyone present to shudder in horror. The mass of snow and rock rushed down like an uncontrollable monster, crushing everything in its path. The scene before their eyes was no different from a dramatic scene in an action movie. But this time there was no script, no director, only the real destruction of nature. A massive eruption has occurred at Yellowstone, with hot lava flowing out, destroying everything in its path. The scene is not only majestic, but also terrifying, reminding us that volcanoes, despite their mysterious beauty, can still be dangerous if we do not know how to treat them properly. Rainbows often appear after rain, but have you ever seen a rainbow at night? This scene is like a miracle, leaving anyone amazed. As winter ends and the ice on the Illinois River begins to melt, this scene is like an emotional farewell to winter. The ice slowly disappears, giving way to the return of spring, creating a wild but captivating scene. This is one of the most admirable natural phenomena that everyone should experience. The tornado appears suddenly, sweeping everything in its path with terrifying force. Tents are blown into the air, trees are snapped, and all you can do is try to escape the destructive force of nature. Sadly, tornadoes never send invitations before they arrive. And by the time you realize its presence, it is too late to change your plans. Oh my God! A fierce storm came, carrying with it terrifying power. Everything in its path was swept away, from roofs to furniture, all shattered in the blink of an eye. It was a terrifying feeling, standing before the brutal and irresistible power of nature, making humans so small and helpless. Under the fierce rolling of wind and waves, the icebergs from the Arctic leave the place where they have been resting for millennia, silently but powerfully, drifting to the shore. Here they shatter, transforming into giant ice pearls, sparkling under the pale northern sun. This scene, both majestic and mysterious, is like a vivid painting depicting the unparalleled and unpredictable power of nature. Each iceberg is a quiet reminder of the constant transformation and absolute power of nature, making people ponder before its cold but seductive beauty.